What's going on, guys? Today is April 13th. Holy shit. Sunday, April 13th, 2025. It is 9:10 a.m. So earlier show today, and it's kind of an interesting one because, well, for me, because so every Friday, Lexi will come over and she'll stay the night, and we'll just wake up and we'll do our Saturday together. But she's running 12 miles right now, so she's not here. I'm gonna go do my outdoor workout, so that way we don't have to do 3 workouts total after she's just ran 12 miles. I was thinking about that because she left, and she's like, okay, make sure you get some stuff done while I'm gone. Very supportive. And I'm like, okay, I will. And then I thought, well, I bet you're not gonna wanna do an outdoor workout with me. Why don't I take this time to do it now? And when you get back, then we'll both be done. And then if we go to the gym, shit, she's not gonna wanna go to the gym. I don't know. I'm just speaking for her. I don't know. Just talking out loud, to be honest. But what I'm gonna do is my outdoor workout, and I'm gonna continue on from yesterday because, dude, I feel so good about what I'm talking about with yesterday. And I'm gonna, since talking about what I talked about yesterday. And so I'm just going to elaborate on that. And let me make sure this is recording. Pretty sure it is. Should be loud as fuck right now. Yep, okay. There we go. So I've got my weighted vest on, and I've got my mic clipped onto the left side of my weighted vest, which is kind of behind me, but it's the only place that I can clip it on to where it wouldn't be all over the place. Well, let me see something. Let's get the numbers out here. Let's see if I move this guy. Wait, so it's right here. This is what it sounds like. Okay, and if I put it right here, is that better? I don't think it's any better. Hello, test 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I don't think that's any better, to be honest. Fuck it. Let's put it back. Put it on my shoe. How about that? Okay. All right. So, let me get my shoes on real quick. I need to not start recording anything until I'm ready to go because I get so distracted with shit. But anyway, so let's start out with this. So if I really do decide to, oh, sorry, holy shit, I paused to sneeze. If I really do decide to change courses completely, it makes me think about this deferred resignation thing completely differently now. Now, I could still get denied, and this could still not even be a thing. And I really hope that I do get it for the reason that I'm about to explain. So, if I choose to continue doing fitness coaching, then I'm going to quit and then force myself to go all in, just so I can make the money. Among other things, for sure, but that be, the main thing. But if I decide to change course, then hold on. Got it. But if I do decide to change course, then it feels weird putting my phone in my pocket and then just continue like I'm not talking to anybody. But if I do continue to change course, this feels weird, dude. If I do continue to change course, then I don't know if I think, okay, that's what I was going to say. I think I was going to take advantage of the resignation program, first, assuming that I get it and I'm allowed to. But rather than going, quote, all in on my own stuff, I would probably go back to FedEx and then double dip. So that way I could set myself up for success while I learn all the coding and software and stuff like that, because that's not something you just learn, top to bottom in 5 months. I think I'm smart enough to know that. So as much as I would like to believe that, I can do it because I'll be working 16 hours a day, I think I can learn a lot if I did that. I think I could, from May 1st to October 1st, it's 5 months. It's 5 straight months of this shit. So you know, how much could I really learn? And if I wasn't working my current job, then I would have all day. You know, I wouldn't have any obligation to go to work. So, you know, if I woke up, if I'm being realistic here, if I woke up at, I don't know, 6 or 7 every day instead of fucking 3:30, and I went to bed, I don't know, 10 or 11 o'clock, which is, in my head, sounds great. I feel like the going to bed at 10 or 11-ish and waking up around, I don't know, 6, 7, I just sounds a lot better than what I'm currently doing. But anyway, if I did that, I could work 12 hours, so I could work 7 to 7, and then from 7 to 11 p.m. Oh shit, I almost just got run over by a car, dude. From 7 to 11, that would be time for the gym or spending time with Lexi or whatever. I don't know. It doesn't even have to be 12 hours, but I was thinking about that, and I was using ChatGPT to give me some very, very rush estimates, you know? Like, okay, so how much could I reasonably learn with 12 hours per day? And if I was very focused and I was, you know, how much, and it still gave me some, I don't know, man, I take it with a grain of salt, because, you know, it's AI, it's going off of averages, it's going off of what's on the internet, you know, it's going off of all that. It doesn't know who I am, doesn't know what I'm capable of, doesn't, you know, so when it gives me these estimates, I'm like, yeah, I don't know, you know. But what it did say was, I think it said 6 to 9 months of focused effort could get me to be very proficient in the things that I'm looking to do, and I could make whatever I'm trying to make. So what I was asking it was, with very minimal coding knowledge, how long would it take me to make Everfit or Trainerize? Now, these are the softwares that the people that pretty much everybody's using. And they charge fairly low, but the more people that you have, the more that you make, right? As far as income goes. Dude, I gotta interrupt this broadcast to tell you that it is so fucking pretty outside. It's 9 a.m. Sun's been up for an hour. It is crisp as shit outside. It's about 50 degrees. It's cold if you ask me, but it feels good when you're moving. There's nobody out. It's crispy. You can hear birds. Grass is green. There's a shit ton of trees and flowers that are just sprouting. Dude, it looks fucking beautiful. Oh man, this is great. Okay, anyway. So I was asking how long it would take to do that with minimal coding knowledge and using AI and using all the available resources. And to my discovery, there is a lot of different resources out there to learn how to code and to also have it code for you. Now, some of the stuff I've come across it's just so reassuring. And so, for example, there's this thing, and again, if anybody knows what this is, I'm going to sound like such a dunce talking about it because I don't really know yet. But apparently, there's this thing. It's called Figma, which I was like, dude, can't you make a joke out of like Figma balls or something like that? Like Sugma or Sagandis, you know? Anyway, but I was looking at Figma, and apparently what you do is you design how you want your website or your app or whatever to look without coding. So you just drag and drop things, move it around. You design it. It's almost like think of Canva. So you design your website like that, and then it gives you the code for that design for you to then use. And I was like, holy shit, dude, that just makes it 10 times easier. And I thought, okay, well, I pretty much made an entire thing yesterday just using AI, just using ChatGPT. I made a thing that has a drop-down menu that lets me choose. Some of these dogs, bro. That was a big one. Oh shit, I'm done. God damn. I think I stepped in shit, dude. No. What was I just saying, dude? Oh yeah, so I made this whole thing yesterday. So I made this is from scratch, just coding. So I made it so there's a drop-down menu. I select the workout, and then next to it there's the sets and reps and rest time. And then there's a button that says add set, and when I add set, it duplicates everything above. And there's a duplicate button where if I click that, then it duplicates all the data in those rows, and it puts it below. Then I also had a button that when I click it, it allows me to change the colors and the text and all that stuff. Then I had another button that when I would click it, I would click submit workout, and then it would show me how much total weight, reps, all that stuff that I completed, and it gave me everything exactly as I wanted, exactly. And it it was so quick. Now, the problem obviously is that I can't rely on this, because let's say that I make a full-blown thing and it works and it's great, and let's just say that there's not one problem until somebody starts using it. If they start using it and then there's some bugs or there's some errors and it needs to be fixed, I wouldn't know how to fix it, because I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I don't know what would be even the problem. Don't know how to debug these things. So it would be a disaster waiting to happen, you know? So I was like, okay, well, with that in mind, I have to learn this stuff to some degree, or hire people to do it for me. And that's another thing I'll talk about later. If I don't forget, I will, so I won't talk about it. But yeah, I was just thinking about that. It's like I can absolutely make whatever I want to make now, but if something goes wrong, I'm not going to know how to fix it. I think that's power. I think that's the issue with AI, especially in this regard. I can make this great old software, but it might not work, you know? It might work, but when it's broken, it might not be able to be fixed, because I don't know how to fix it. So there's that. But yeah, I was asking it to make something like that, and I think those softwares are pretty damn big, if you ask me, and they're very, very detailed. There's a lot going on with them. There's a lot of features I don't even know about. A lot of stuff that's on the back end that's not surface level, you know? And I'm dying today, holy shit. And what am I talking about here, dude? Hold on. So with that in mind, 6 to 9 months to make this, let's just say, and let's just say another year to make it happen. So that's a year to get, you know, if something's $50, if something is $50 a month, all I need is 100 people to make it so that I can make the same amount of money that I currently do now. That's it. I think the bar is just so low. And so I believe in my abilities to make what I want to make. I've talked about software so much on this podcast. I think here's the thing, dude. If when I said that I wanted to make a pre-workout, which was the very start of this whole show, if I would have started software shit then, now I'd be doing well. I'm doing a lot better. I'd be a year and a half away. It's actually almost exactly a year and a half. I started like October 19th, something like that. So November, December, January, February, March, April. So yeah, I'm almost at a year and a half. It'll be a year and a half in a week from today, actually. Holy shit, dude, time flies. So I'd be a year and a half closer to working on this goal of mine. I probably would have been there by now, you know, if I would have just worked on it ever since. I just paused momentarily, but we're good. Dude, something weird just happened. I heard a car coming. I looked up, didn't see any car, and I kept hearing it, and I was like, wait, where is it? Looked up, and it was right in front of my face. For some reason, I looked up, and it was just a blind spot on my eyes. Couldn't see anything. So that's weird. Anyway, so yeah, going back to what I was saying. So 6 to 9 months, it says. Now, knowing me, maybe it's a year. Maybe it's 2 years. I don't know. But I keep thinking about the sunken cost fallacy, which I've talked about that yesterday. And it's essentially saying that I've already spent so much time and resource and energy into something that I believe that I shouldn't quit or shouldn't leave that area or industry or project because I've already invested so much time, even though I know that changing course might be the best course of action for me. And I think, truthfully, what's really gotten me is that I'm 27 years old. I'm essentially 28 because I'm maybe 3 months away. And, dude, I didn't even start the workout. God damn it. So dude, this is annoying. Damn it. I wish I wouldn't have done that. Let's see. I'm gonna pause and figure out. So I've been talking for 16 minutes now. Probably talked for 3 minutes. So that means I gotta make sure. Okay, so we'll just say, shit, dude, what are we doing here? I'm really confused, hold on. Okay, so it's currently 16 minutes long with this recording, which means when I went back and I recorded for 4 minutes without walking. So that means I'm 12 minutes in, which means 12 minutes, so 15. So that means I would need to do 33 minutes. So 33 minutes from now would go to 10 o'clock on the dot. So 10 o'clock on the dot and I'm done. Okay, we're good, figured it out. Anyway, so I'm glad we got that figured out. Holy shit. Gotta start the workout. That's a oops right there. Okay, got it. Okay, so 10 o'clock, that's gonna be 45 minutes long for me. Okay, anyway. So going back to what I was saying, 6 to 9 minutes to make this happen. Probably gonna be longer. Yeah, probably way longer. So I'm just gonna say 2 hours, 2 hours. Dude, what the fuck's going on? 2 years. That's what I was saying. So the thing that, I think my contacts are fucking up, dude. I can't see when I look out. That's weird. Anyway, so I'm 27, pretty much 28. I'm getting older. I'm still young as shit. I understand. I mean, again, I've talked about this so many times. I could double my age. I would still be 54. I just think that's very young. So, truthfully, 54, you can still be fit and take care of your body and still be, doing your thing. You can still be running marathons and shit. You can still be lifting weights. Still be doing everything. Dude, something's going on with my contacts. Something's way going on in my contacts. There's just part of my eye that I just cannot see out of. There's nothing. Is it because I'm wearing... I don't know, man. It's weird. Okay, anyway. Let's focus here. Shit. Yeah, there's a sunken cost fallacy. God damn. And I want to, make this work. Part of me feels like I'm going to give up and regret it. But, the other part is, well, let's just say that I pause on fitness coaching and I discovered that, all this coding and software development and app creation is actually what I've been wanting to do this whole time. And I actually make something good, and just like that, people are using the software, things like that. Because when I think about it, dude, I make shit for fun for free because I love it so much. I'm obsessed with it. It's almost like I don't know what you call it. But it's it's so enjoyable for me. Dude, I don't think enjoyable is the right word. I'm just obsessed with the shit, Because every chance that I get with these ideas, I'm like, dude, if I just knew how to make this, I would. Just the FedEx software I've talked about, making these trainer softwares, make them better, things of that kind, make them better, worse, faster, slower, whatever. I'm just saying words. Oh, dude, I'm so tired. But I know that I would love that because I made this tracker Excel sheet so detailed and so robust with all these different formulas and all this stuff, And, you know, nobody knows that I have that except everybody who's listening. And even if you heard this, probably still don't know what this is, but I made it for fun. I enjoyed it. The time that I should have been, quote, should have been spending time working on my own stuff for fitness coaching and things like that, that was when I was spending time doing this. And it is so fun and so enjoyable and such a puzzle for me to figure out that I love it so much. And I'm not even making a single penny. Nobody even knows I made it, at all. I've made some stuff for Mina, and some Excel sheets and made some formulas and stuff to make it very easier for everybody. And I don't know, man, it makes me feel like I'm just in the wrong niche of stuff. And again, there's that, the sunken cost fallacy. And I think there's ego involved as well, because it's like, dude, I've been stuck trying to do this fitness coaching for fucking 5 years. Yeah, I may not put on pause, but I truthfully, the reason why I've been so stubborn to make this happen is because I don't know how else I'd make the money, because I didn't think that I have any kind of skills or any kind of knowledge or anything like that able to really make income like the way that fitness coaching. Because, for example, Mina is probably at $40,000 for the month, for the month. It's April 13th. And, obviously he's been doing it for so much longer. And if sure, it would be much different if I had people reaching out constantly. I had phone calls and doing sales and stuff like that. I'm sure it would be different. But I don't know, man. It just makes me, when I think about it, when I am actually working on stuff, because that's what I did this morning, when I think about that stuff, this makes me believe that morning routines are horseshit. Now, why I think that is because if I don't want to immediately start working on what I'm trying to create, then I probably don't want it that much. And I think that's some sort of resistance that's preventing me from really reaching for my true potential. So there's so much resistance. Dude, there's something going on in my eyes. This is crazy. I don't know. But anyway, for example, if I wake up in the morning and if I know that I'm gonna, start coding and start making stuff, dude, I'm waking the fuck up, going directly to my computer, and I'm working immediately. I'm not doing anything. That's it. And currently it's like, hey, wake up, we gotta make content. And it's like, oh my Lord, okay, well, I can do that. However, gotta make sure that I look fine for the camera. So let's shower. Let's comb my hair. Let's feel good. Make sure that we can get some lighting going. Make sure we have the camera set up. Make sure we're good there. Make sure that after I record it and film it and it's all edited, not to mention I have to edit it, gotta make a caption, study all the psychology or the copywriting, gotta do all that, make a caption, and then post stuff. And then if it does well, then capitalize on it. If it doesn't do well, then learn what didn't work and then improve. And both these scenarios, I think, they're the same thing. I wake up and I need to work on whatever I need to work. And that's what I gotta do. And if it's something that I would be floored to do, then I think that's probably what I should do, even if it makes no money. And so when I think about how I should do this, how should I explore this, is rather than quitting my job and not doing anything, I think I should quit my job and then work for FedEx full time, or even 6 days a week, to really capitalize and double dip and set myself up for success, so that when the price or the payment of the program that I'm in, when that ends, the last payment will be is that September? That'll be my last payment. So that'll be my last payment. And by that time, working FedEx, I will not have any debt. So let's actually calculate this really quick. I think total, I'm like $25,000 total of every single thing in debt, I believe. So let's see how much. So let's just round up. Let's just say $200 a day. I know I'd make more than that. I have to check. Well, here's the thing. I think I would make $175 per day, no matter what. And then I get the $10 safety bonus, which is me just wearing my seatbelt. And then I think another, I don't know what the hell it is, another $5 for wearing my seatbelt. I don't know. So already we're at 190. That's for 135 stops. If I just did 145 stops, which is average as shit, there's no way that I wouldn't get that. I could always ask for more too. That would be, again, 200. Let's just say it's 200. I mean, shit, I was doing 200 stops for a minute there and making some money. There's something going on with my eyes. So 200, so that'd be $800 a week. 800 times 4 for a month, so 3,200 net income. 3,200 times 5, it's $16,000. That would get me out of everything except my student loan shit. So with that, then I would have all the different credit cards paid off, which I think that would free up like $300 or $400 a month. I'd pay off my car. That would be, I think, $7,000, something like that. So I'd pay off my car. That would save me another $200, $256 a month to be precise. And then I would have this loan paid off. I think I have like $2,000 left on that, or $3,000 left on that, something like that. And so total, it would be everything except student loans that would be free. So if you want to subtract, what am I trying to say here? If you want to subtract the 500 from the mastermind that I'm in, and then you want to subtract, we'll just say $600, that's $1,100 right there. So that means I'm now positive $100. And by the time that Lexi and I would move in together, meaning, and then also the fact that my rent would go down from, I don't know, shit, because right now it's $1,850, and if we move in together, it would definitely drop, so it might be $1,300, and it might be $1,000 for her, something like that. It's something that I think is such a no-brainer. By the way, I'm gonna say this, but she makes less than me. I make more than her. It's just what it is. It's all good. And so rather than being like, okay, well, that should be 50-50, I disagree. If I make more, I should pay more, because that's fair, and that makes perfect sense to me. If she made more than me, I think it'd be fair if she paid more than me. Because, for example, like here's an extreme example. Let's say that I made $5,000 a month and she made $0. Should she still pay $2,500 per month and I pay $2,500 a month? No, that's stupid. So anyway, there's that. Anyway, so that would free up, I don't know, I'd probably have, if you drop income from drop the rent from $1,850 to $1,300, that's $550 freed up, plus I'll just add it all up. So $550 with the rent, and then you have $500 from the mastermind, so we're at $1,050. Then we're at rent, which is $1,650. So all that combined right there, I'm now positive $600 a month, meaning I would just continue doing my thing. And I guess the only downside there is I would then be still working FedEx. Probably have to work in the winter. It's very hard on your body, 100%. Especially when you're jogging door to door. But I don't know, man. I'll get there when I get there. But when I think about it like that, I haven't even considered the fact that I'm still, 6 months closer to working on everything that I want to work on, What I mean is that's right from right now to then. It's 6 months of me crossing the road here. That's 6 months from now of me learning everything and progressing forward with everything and learning more about coding and development, doing my best to learn. Obviously, I'm working a full-time job, but at that point, financially, I'd be much better off, 100%. And I'm so tired, dude. Holy moly. So, what was I saying, dude? I'm gassed right now. Dude, what was I just saying? I don't know. Whatever. Let's just keep on going. So, that makes sense to me. And even though that I'm not making money, with the software thing, and I might not make any money for another year, the fact that I could spend all that time learning and figuring things out for myself, I just think that makes sense for me. Part of me thinks that it would almost be beneficial if I just didn't quit my job, because my job pays well. I'll be all right because I'll get the cost of living raise, which I don't know, say it's 1%, so I go up. Well, that would be like 30 cents. I don't know. Let's just say it's 3%. I feel like that's accurate. I don't know, 3%. Last time was 5 or something. Let's just say it's 3%. So it's 3%, it's $1 more an hour. So it's $160 more an hour. So with tax, it's like $100 an hour, or an extra per month. So we have that. So that makes me negative $900 a month. This is assuming that I quit Mina, obviously. But negative $900 a month. And then we have the mastermind expiring, so that's another $500 freed up. And then we have, sorry, I had to pause and figure some shit out. So anyway, part of me feels like I should, okay, that's what I was at. So with the cost of living raise, it's $100 extra, so I'm negative $900. Then you subtract the price there of the mastermind, so $500, so now I'm negative $400. And then you cut rent down. I'll just say it's $500 less than, so I'm positive $100. So there's that. And where all the extra comes from is the debt-free shit. So anyway, but then after that, I would still, I don't know, I would have a really easy job, more free time, but it would allow myself to get out of debt and have more money freed up. I have to run some numbers to make sure that I understand what I'm saying, but those are my options. So part of me thinks that, let's just say that I get the resignation. Should I take advantage of it? To be honest, with this whole change of pace, maybe I shouldn't take advantage. But then the other part of me is maybe I should do my bet. I don't know. But I think one thing is for certain, and I think this might be the most important part. I'm going to start walking this way. I think the most important part of this whole episode today is I would rather not make a single penny for the next 3 years and do something that I'm obsessed with rather than make maybe $100,000 in the next 3 years, but do something that I kind of just don't really care that much about. And you know what I thought about and what got me so fucking pumped, dude, is, so first of all, I battle with myself so much. So I've talked about it on the show multiple times, and I'm going to speak factual here, but I've always believed that if you really want to change, you really want to get your shit together, then you will. If you don't, then you won't. And so, a lot of coaches in my program, they say that you can only help people if they're ready to be helped. You can't convince somebody that they're ready to help. And that's 100% true. But I think I take that one step further, where if somebody really wants to lose weight, then they will. It's not that they don't know how, it's that they don't execute. There's not a lack of execution, or there's not a lack of information. There's unlimited podcasts out there with unlimited information. You could Google anything. You can use AI to make a program, to make a diet, to do everything for you. That's never the problem. The problem is actually following it. And so that's where discipline comes in. And that's something that I just, shit, dude, ever since I did 75 hard, my whole perspective on all this shit changed. And I'm doing 75 hard for the second time now. I think on paper, this is probably like my 15th time. But the second attempt since I completed it, technically second attempt since I completed it, because the first time I failed on day one, so shitty. But anyway, here we are. So, because I'm so much more interested in making all the greatest programs possible. I made the Blade program, framework, whatever you want to call it, and I would rather do that. I would rather just give shit away. If they want to use it, they can use it. If they don't want to use it, then don't use it. I don't want to try to market shit like that, And then the ego within me, the smart ass within me is like, dude, everybody can be a fitness coach. Not everybody's smart enough to try to make software from scratch and learn a whole different fucking language. Not to mention 10 different languages with all the different coding styles and the different, again, talking out my ass. So the irony here is funny, but all this stuff. And not to mention, I love it, Who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody. I was listening to a podcast, and they said, you gotta find out what you love to do and things that you hate to do. And the guy said, I can't stand anything to do with Excel. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? Dude, I'll do that for free. Matter of fact, I'll pay you to be able to do that for you, because I love it so much. It's just the puzzle aspect of it, dude. It's like, okay, there's nothing. We have a bunch of numbers. How can I calculate these numbers to give the most data possible for the person who needs that data to make the best decision possible? I think that's where I would fucking shine, because, dude, I've talked about this before as well. When I've made the things that I've made for Mina, he's been very appreciative, and everybody who uses what I've made, they're like, holy shit, you're making our life so much easier. This is great. Dude, that is so fulfilling for me. That feels so goddamn good to know that my brain, because I love solving these problems, helped somebody, and then I got that I don't do it for validation. Shit, I even asked ChatGPT, because I'm like, nobody even knows I'm making this shit. I make it, and I get so pumped up, and I create it. Nobody even knows or is using it. I'm the only person who is using it. What does that mean? And it's just that internal validation that I found a problem, and I solved that problem, and I created whatever I needed to create. Hi, puppy. Hi. Here's puppy. And that's kind of like what scratches the itch there for me. And I love that. And so again, going back to what I said, I can make no money for the next 3 years. Dude, this fence, it has like a full foot of nothing underneath the fence. You could just walk under it, crawl under it, whatever. Yeah, I can make no money for the next 3 years. And then figure it out, make a software that people like. I'd then be 30 years old, 31. I don't know, it just makes sense to me. So doing something that I love, if you write it on paper, like how dumb would it be? So listen to this. So let's say that I don't like what I'm doing, but I make a lot of money. Let's say I cap out at $100,000 a year. And that's kind of where I'm stuck at. I really don't like it because I got to do all this stuff that I don't want to do. And to be fair, I like a lot of what fitness coaching entails, but a lot of what it does require, not a fan. So I can make $100,000 a year in 3 years, and that's good money, right? Especially if Lexi is also working, and we're doing all right. And I think, just simplify your life. You don't need to have the fanciest car, or the fanciest place, or name brand everything. You can just simplify it. I could buy a Lambo, but there goes all the money, right? So that'd be great to some extent. But I could also just be smart for the next 5 months and then work on my own shit for the next 3 years. And then for 3 years, I learn and create something from scratch. And from that point, all I need is 100 people in the entire world to then use the software that I create. Now, obviously, there's all the shit that you got to pay for. There's all the taxes, all that stuff. 100%. I 100% understand. But I don't know, just 100 people? I don't know, it just makes sense to me. And I'm talking myself into it because I'm not even truthfully, I'm not even second guessing. I'm not even like, oh, what if it's just like, oh yeah, dude, I just 100% I need to do this, you know? There's a reason why this is my 4th attempt and I'm still not enjoying it, you know? Because if I'm being honest, the things about the fitness coaching position that I'm doing, the things that I enjoy about it the most, they have nothing to do with what's required to get clients. And what I mean is making content and getting in front of the camera and posting and all that stuff. I think that's going to be required to some extent long term with any field that I choose to take advantage of. But, so I'm on the main road right now, so it's probably going to be loud for a minute, but you know, what do I not want to do? If it was perfect and I could choose what I do, what would I not do? I wouldn't have social media. I wouldn't post shit. I'd probably delete it. And that would be that. I probably wouldn't be recording any kind of content or videos or posting on my story or anything like that. I would only post stuff with the workouts, and I would only explain how the workout works. I would only explain what it can do for you, how the program works, the science behind it. I would do all of that, and I wouldn't do anything else. I wouldn't post. I don't even know how to explain it. I just wouldn't do that. I wouldn't worry about making any kind of shorts or reels. I just wouldn't worry about that if I didn't have to. I would just design programs and then give it to people. And then I would check in with them a month later and I'd say, how you doing? And then ideally they would say, yo, I'm down 5 pounds. And I'd say, oh, sick. Ta-da, you know? But that just doesn't work that way. You have to market yourself, you have to promote yourself, you have to put yourself out there. You have to make it so people know what you're selling, you know? And obviously I have to do the same thing if I make my own software 100%. But it's different in the sense that, first of all, it's a completely different niche. So I'm talking about software. I mean, I could just keep it in the same industry, you know? Everything that I want a software to do for the people that do what I'm currently doing, I can make that and absolutely crush it. Now, there's a lot of ignorance here. I don't know how long things take. I don't know how hard it is to do stuff. But with EverFit, for example, it's a great software. But there's so many things that are wrong. And it's like, why are you taking so long to fix these things that could make things so much better? Because not one software out there does periodization the way that it should. Not even Trainerize. People say that Trainerize is the king. And it's a great software. There's a lot to it. But dude, it's so packed with a whole bunch of baloney, dude. You know, you could, I don't know, there's just so many things that I would change immediately. And in my head, it would just absolutely transform how people use it, and it'd be 10 times greater than any program out there. That's just, I don't know, it's just how I feel. Maybe I'm wrong, but even if I am wrong, it's all good because I'm doing something that I love to do. Because I don't even consider it working. It's almost like, it's like an obsession that I need to balance, you know? So, dude, I don't know, I talked about it yesterday, but it's just puzzles and shit that I want to solve, all the math and trying to figure all that stuff out. I love that stuff. And I think I've just really suffered with the sunken cost fallacy. You know, like I've done this for so long, and I've invested so much time. It's part of my identity. I've done this for 5 years. People will know that I gave up yet again. And dude, I think part of me feels like I just don't even give a shit at all if people think that I gave up or if I quit or whatever again. Because I'm then pivoting to look like shit in the next 3 years. But how about when I make some kind of new EverFit, I got 500 people using it, average is $400 or $40 a month, and I'm making 20 grand. What would that be? Is that 20 grand? 400 times, or 500 times 40? What the fuck did I just say? 500 times 40? Yeah, it's 20 grand. 20 grand a month, just hanging the fuck out, you know what I mean? and doing something that I love every single day and trying to get better every single day. I'm gonna hurry and do my crucible to get it done with. I'd be doing that full time, and I wouldn't have to worry. How's it going? I wouldn't have to worry about worrying about the client, the content and stuff, because I would just make the product. I would probably just post about how it's beneficial. I'd just probably reach out to people knowing that the stuff that I made is actually useful to somebody, and I would get actual feedback, because people who use this shit, it's like if I'm making a productivity app, for example, people are gonna know that I made that, and they're gonna look for this. So they're gonna find it, they're gonna use it, and if they don't like it, they're gonna peace out. But from there, when they sign up, I get their email. I can talk to them. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. But I don't know, man. I'm just thinking out loud. I just did my crucible though, so I got that done. So that's a good feeling. I think Lexi might be home. Let's see. What's she doing? We might get home at the same time. Holy shit. She's right in front of me. Oh, that's cute as hell. We finished our workout at the same time. I just walked 2.5 miles. She walked, she ran 12 miles. That's so funny. She's running to me 100%. This is cute. Oh, I love her so much. Okay, I'm gonna end the show. That's all I got for today. Appreciate you guys listening. I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.
That's it for today. If you got some sort of value or you were entertained, please consider leaving a rating on the platform that you're listening on. It helps a ton. If you are looking for a more polished version of this show, you can check out the Allegiant Excellence podcast, where I go deep into mindset, discipline, fitness, and personal development as a man. And don't forget to check out the links below and read the description. There are sometimes things written there that didn't quite make it on the episode. So thank you so much for your ongoing support in a guy that has massive ambition but nothing to show for it quite yet. And as always, thank you for taking time out of your day to listen and support. I'll see you tomorrow.